Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Coach Andres, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about a specific situation, specific topic, a specific thought, a specific process that we all go through. I definitely have, and I know we all have as people because it's normal. It's that negative thinking. Negative thinking. How do we eliminate negative thinking? And why does that affect our dating world? It has everything to do with your dating world. So how do we minimize the damage? How do we eliminate the negative thinking? So it's a two-part video. I would love for you all to check out part two, but let's focus on part one. Before we get started, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscription, which I really appreciate, to make sure you're informed about future videos, as well as that bell so you're notified. Again, hit that like if you happen to like this video, and leave any comments below. I love looking at them. I love responding to them. So, how to eliminate negative thinking? Well, you'll notice it tries to convince you who you are. Negative thinking is like that. You know, you always got that like little devil and little, God, on your shoulders, or that green little alien that just trying to pick at you. Negative thinking really does try to convince you who you are. Negative thinking always tries to take over your thoughts and make almost imaginary situations into reality. So the first thing you got to do is detect it. Notice it. Understand it. When you're caught up in a moment and you realize every time you're approaching a new situation or a new opportunity or a new conversation and you immediately have a negative thought, you need to be able to detect that, notice it, and watch. Why am I always thinking that? It almost comes to a point where negative thoughts become who you are, where it becomes normal to always be negative. And that's not attractive. That's why I'm talking about that in the dating world, because that's not an attractive quality. It's always showing that you're pessimistic about the situation. That's not an attractive quality. Again, you can't be Mr. Positive all the time, but you don't want to always be negative thinking about anything and everything. That's not going to be putting you in the best place for a relationship. Honestly, it's not a healthy place. It's not a sexy attractive. It's not a valuable attractive. It's easy. It's easy to be negative. I don't mean to be wrong. I don't mean to be rude or insensitive, but it's easy to be negative. It takes work. It takes strength. It takes courage to be positive about something. And honestly, you tell me. You go ahead and leave a message. Go ahead and leave a story. When was it when you were at the worst of your life, or tough down moments, or a negative mindset, and you attracted the right kind of guy? When? I don't know about you. I've had those bad relationships, and those didn't work out because I was in a negative process. I was in a negative thought mindset. I was in a negative place in my life. And we've all been there. So I'm telling you, I've been there as well. But when you are in a good place in your life, you're putting in the work, you're breaking out of those habits, you're breaking those cycles, you attract the positive love. You attract the positive attraction. You attract the relationship that really complements you, makes you from great to greater. So again, there are scenarios in the relationship where you are going to go up and down and have negative moments, of course. But to start and establish something new, you need to be in the most positive places possible. You're not ignoring or denying the negativity in the world, understanding it, but how to figure out how to be a part of the solution of it, not being part of the problem, not fueling the problem. We understand it's there, and I respect it, but let's focus more on the solution. Number two, on how to eliminate negativity, because it has a big thing to do in the dating world. Big. So after you notice it and you detect it, you have to reduce the damage. Minimize the damage, because it's out there. The thoughts is going to create some level of emotional instability or some level of overcompensation, and you're going to do something based on ego, pride, and stubbornness. So you need to minimize the damage. Don't do something that you're going to regret. Negative thinking might lead to negative actions, which leads to negative results. So minimize the damage. You know what I'm saying? So understand how to be aware of it and put that phone away. You know what I mean? Don't have that extra drink. Don't social media search your ex. Don't get into that world where you're constantly going to be stuck and getting in your own way. Understand your patterns. That's not who you are. That's who you've become. That's what you're getting used to. Let's break out of that negative world. Trust me, it's not good for you. It's not good for him. It's not going to be good for the relationship. Like I said before, there are moments to be aware of the negativity in the situation, but you don't want to carry that energy. It's not good for you. It's not attractive. So again, let's minimize the damage on that. Number 3, in how to eliminate negative mindsets. Well, if you're going to detect it and then you want to almost manage it, detect the negativity and minimize the damage, this is kind of called the process of positivity, the process of progress. So you want to practice self-love. Sure, truly. When you detect something, why do I think that? All right, and now every time I think that, I always do this, and I don't want to do that as much, so I want to minimize that thought, minimize that damage. And at the end of it, I'm going to reward myself saying, wow, I kind of stepped up and challenged myself. I didn't let that negative thought take over me. And you almost celebrated that self-love. And the next time you're going to challenge that to make sure you're going to do less of what you just did and keep on growing the process to positivity. It doesn't take a light switch. It's not a 180 thing. It's not going to happen after one coaching call. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to take steps towards it. Just like training your body or doing a fitness, run or anything that you have goals towards work related, anything that's a work ethic, that's routine, discipline, commitment. It's the same thing with positivity. 1 inch at a time, 1 muscle at a time, 1 step at a time. So after you detect it, minimize the damage. And then the third one, practice your self-love. Don't be so hard on yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Celebrate the fact that you got out of your own way, but there's still room to grow. And that's the beautiful thing. It never ends. And this all has to do with basically giving you the best opportunity, the best energy, the best level of value, the highest level of attractiveness to attract the man who wants to be a part of that. Because let me ask you, do you want to be in a negative relationship? Do you want to attract a negative guy? Unless you really do, then maybe we should talk, or maybe that's something you really want to. Okay, that's fine. I'm not here to judge, but most of the time, they don't want to be around negative people or a negative environment, negative dating world. It's just not healthy, So I already know how hard it is in the dating world. I've been there and I've made my mistakes. I've been negative, but I just realized that's not truly who I am. I just became used to that in a way. So you really have to work on yourself, but understand that self-love is a huge part in that. When you learn how to self-love yourself, then you know how to love someone else. That being said, that has to do with my product, How to Love a Man. So in that way, you learn more about who you were, who you are, and who you want to go. So it's a really cool product, not just how to find love from a man, but how to find love from yourself. And I share and express a lot of personal stories. There's going to be a lot of Q's and A's, a lot of assignments, a lot of note-taking, but it's going to be an entertaining audio product that's going to be fun to listen to. Trust me, I went far and I went beyond in this product because I wanted to make sure it was just as entertaining as informative. Check it out at coachingwithundressed.com. Just want to say thank you all for watching. Again, I admire all the strength that you're all doing, watching these videos, trying to break bad habits, trying to get out of your own way. And let's start with that, with our mindset. Let's be more positive about this approach. All right? I'm here to help. You let me know. Talk to you soon.